A surfer is recovering in hospital this morning after being bitten by a shark on the New South Wales Central Coast. 6 a.m. Wednesday, the 4th of January. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Wilson. Welcome to 10's Early News. Also this morning, a brave 7-year-old girl recovering after being attacked by a kangaroo while on holidays with her family. Police in the UK treating the discovery of a woman's body at the Queen's Sandringham estate as murder. In sport, Ricky Ponting and Michael Clark consolidate Australia's grip on the second test against India at the SCG. And here's a brief check of today's weather. Hot northerly winds in western parts of Queensland and New South Wales may reach the coast ahead of a trough. This trough will bring a few showers and storms to southeastern Australia. Another trough will generate a hot, thundery day in the west. First this morning, a surfer has been attacked by a shark on the New South Wales Central Coast. The 28-year-old was rushed to Gosford Hospital, nursing a deep flesh wound on his right arm.
The shark was about 6 foot long, the size of his surfboard, and the shark came up onto his surfboard, bit his arm. He had the other arm to hit the shark, and he came into shore.
Authorities say attacks in this area are extremely uncommon. A 7-year-old girl is recovering after a vicious attack by a kangaroo while on holidays in the New South Wales Central West. Her parents thought their little girl was going to die when the animal pinned her to the ground and began violently kicking and scratching her.
Michaela McAvoy has cuts and bruises all over her little body.
Very, very scared. I thought I was going to die. All I could see was grey, grey, grey.
She can't stop thinking about the frightening attack on New Year's Day. The family were on holidays at the Wyangala Dam. Michaela was playing near a pack of kangaroos when one went for her.
And it just jumped on her back and knocked her to the ground and just started, it was just jumping up on top of her and scratching her.
The animal pinned her down. Michaela's stepdad, Mitch McGovern, ran in to help.
As I jumped over the top of Michaela to get rid of the kangaroo, all I could see was she was laying sort of face down on the ground with the shirt was all ripped and her back was cut. There was no noise. I thought the worst.
Honestly, I thought she was dead. She didn't make any noise. She didn't scream for help.
Fully grown, a grey kangaroo can kill an adult. Mr McGovern struggled to fight it off.
As I went to turn back around, it actually came back at me, jumped and kicked me in the back of the leg.
They rushed Michaela to hospital where she was treated for cuts. Amazingly, this terrible attack hasn't changed Michaela's dream to be a vet.
Because I love animals.
Jessica Turner, 10 News.
3 people who fell seriously ill after eating toxic mushrooms have been transferred to a Sydney hospital after their conditions deteriorated. The trio are reported to be in critical condition after they ate a home-cooked meal of death cap mushrooms at a New Year's Eve party in Canberra.
It causes liver toxicity, so on being eaten it's absorbed into the liver and damages the liver cells.
A 4th person is believed to have been discharged from Canberra Hospital. Experts are warning the public against picking wild mushrooms. More than 1,500 people gathered in Sydney to farewell the first New South Wales paramedic to die on duty in 3 decades. Mick Wilson was killed during a helicopter rescue operation on Christmas Eve. His family insists the canyoners, who he was trying to rescue, should not feel guilty.
It is of no surprise to me that Michael courageously died laying his body on the line for his patient. A true hero in every sense of the word to the very end.
An appeal has been launched to help the 41-year-old's wife and 3 children. Music guru Molly Meldrum has taken another step along his road to recovery. His brother says the 65-year-old has been taken off a ventilator and is recovering well after his last bout of surgery. However, Brian Meldrum says Molly is still confused and says he'll remain in hospital for some time yet.
Short-term memory loss and consequently, whereby he might recognise me today, he may not recognise me tomorrow.
Molly suffered serious injuries after falling at his Melbourne home just before Christmas. The Victorian government has rejected suggestions budget cutbacks contributed to a near tragedy involving Country Fire Authority crew. The 5 volunteer firefighters were forced to abandon their tanker when they got too close to the flames.
Trevor Holmes knows being a firefighter has its risks.
We could have lost crew members, which is something that we never want to do.
Sent to Stonehaven near Geelong to battle one of more than 200 grass fires that broke out during Victoria's scorching weather. The tanker became bogged in a creek bed, stranded in the face of a fierce blaze. The crew abandoning their truck as it was quickly engulfed by the flames.
The truck is replaceable, the crew isn't.
The Channel 10 chopper spotted the incident from the air and notified the CFA, who were unaware of what had happened. The union says they should never have been there in the first place.
Why put people in there when you could actually suppress these activities from the air?
We're more than comfortable that they followed the right procedures, and they should have been where they were.
The government hosing down suggestions that budget cutbacks and a reduction in the number of water bombers may have contributed to the incident.
Remember, the water bombers do not put out fires. The fires are put out by the CFA crews on the ground.
Yasmin Payton, 10 News.
Arsonists have attempted to burn down a prime piece of real estate in Brisbane. Fire crews were called to the Fortitude Valley property at around 11 o'clock last night. They arrived to find the empty warehouse well alight, but managed to contain the fire before it spread to an adjoining property.
The building outside sheeting is asbestos. We're concerned there may be asbestos inside.
The property is currently for sale. Police are appealing for witnesses. Police in the UK are treating the discovery of a woman's body on the Queen's Sandringham estate as a murder. Forensic officers have spent the day at the scene gathering evidence, while police comb through missing persons registers.
Obviously, we will be continuing our inquiries over the next days and weeks to establish A, who she is, and B, how she came to be here and who is responsible for her being here.
Police have confirmed the body had been there for some time. There seems little hope that basic essentials like food and medical care will be top priority for the new North Korean government, with the new leader's first official activity touring military facilities. Kim Jong-un's attention to the military seems to highlight the continuation of his father's military-first policy. During a famine in the 1990s, an estimated 2 million North Koreans starved to death because food was given to the army before citizens. Sports news, and a 79-run stand between Michael Clarke and Ricky Ponting has given Australia the honours on day one of the second test at the SCG. The Aussies dismissed India for 191 before Zahir Khan ripped through Australia's top order.
13 wickets in a day as the ball continues to dominate the series.
I think we're in a great spot at the moment, a bowling attack, and hopefully tomorrow the batsmen can dig in and get a bit of a lead on them.
Boy wonder James Pattinson started the rout on the third ball of the day.
Oh, he's gone!
Siddle joined the party a short time later.
Oh, that's a good catch.
That brought Sachin Tendulkar to the crease, but he could only watch on from the non-striker's end as three of his batting partners fell around him.
Oh, he's got him!
The little master showed flashes of brilliance before he became Pattinson's fourth victim on 41.
Oh, he's clean bowled him.
Hilfenhaus then found himself on a hat-trick.
Goes short, and there's another one.
The Tasmanian couldn't pull it off, but he and Siddle soon cleaned up the tail. India all out for 191. But the skittling at the SCG was only just beginning. Warner's wicket was followed by Marsh for another duck. Ed Cowan a little unlucky to become Zahir Khan's third victim. The score 3 for 37 before the cool heads of Ponting and Clarke gave Australia the upper hand going into day two. Tim Francis, 10 News.
Australia's Hopman Cup title hopes are over after losing 3-0 to France last night. Jarmila Gaidasova apologised to fans for leaving the court in tears after losing 6-love to Marion Bartoli. Leighton Hewitt lost to Richard Gasquet in 4 sets.
He's not messing around. He's had enough of running.
At the Brisbane International, Adam Scott was loving what he was seeing until Kim Clijsters fought from 3-love down in the final set to beat Anna Ivanovic. On to finance news now, and the manufacturing sector is showing signs of a recovery. Figures released yesterday indicate the sector expanded last month for the first time in 6 months. Production, employment and new orders were all up, although demand for exports fell. The Australian Industry Group says it was a good end to such a tough year. The opposition has been quick to criticise the government after it was revealed just 4,000 customers have signed up for the national broadband network. The government is blaming the slow take-up on delays caused by negotiations with Telstra. The opposition says the $36 billion network is a waste of money.
It is truly pathetic. They have not been able to increase their connections since the middle of last year.
We did take the time necessary to negotiate with Telstra an appropriate agreement to use its infrastructure.
Analysts say the NBN's deal with Telstra should now ensure a faster rollout. Let's go to the boards now, and the Dow Jones has started 2012 with a bang, up close to 2%. The Nasdaq has also made significant gains. Across to Europe, and the main markets finished well up. London's FTSE ended 127 points higher. Germany's DAX was up 1.5%. In Asia, the Nikkei closed yesterday's trade up. The Hang Seng added 443 points. Commodities and crude oil is higher this morning, trading at $102 a barrel. Gold is up more than 2%. To the currencies, and one Aussie dollar buys 103 US cents this morning and 79 euro cents. Our market closed in positive territory yesterday, with the SPI currently pointing to a good start today. There's the national weather on your screen. Brisbane mostly sunny today and 30 degrees. Late showers in Sydney, 32 the top. Canberra showers developing with 34. Melbourne a clearing shower, 24 degrees. Hobart rain clearing, 20. Adelaide mostly sunny, 26. Perth a possible thunderstorm, very warm again, 36 the top. And for Darwin late thunder with 34 degrees.